I got to say, it's the only Christian I've ever knew. Totally cool person. I liked him. So anyway, we got calls. So let's hit Larry in Pensacola, Florida. You're a deist and you have a non-supernatural definition of God. You're on with Tracie and Phil.
Oh, wow.
God is in this blunt, right? Is that what's happening here? How much smoke is happening in Pensacola?
First of all, you're familiar with Christian Science.
Hey, I've heard of Christian Science. You talking Christians like Christian scientists? Or is this...
No, the religion, the denomination.
Like the group that does the testing and they have the theta stuff and I don't even know. Like, like Tom Cruise and that?
No, that was Scientologists.
Scientologists.
Oh, I don't know.
We have Christian Scientists.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused.
I saw an episode you guys, I saw it like last year. It might have been 10 years old. I don't know. But the title of it was Christian Science.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got excited. Oh, okay. I had to watch it. I'm not a Christian Scientist, but I was raised Christian Science.
Okay.
It's been around for, 1866, I think was
very long time
when it was founded. But anyway, the I would say the only thing I have residue from it would be the founder gave everybody these 7 synonyms for God. And I know I hear you guys, when you hear somebody say God is love, it's like kind of a scoff coming from your host. And I was like, what's their problem with that?
Well, I guess the problem is that love is a thing, and if that's what somebody is using the language, it's like saying God is this. I don't know if you can see the screen. Not everybody watches it on YouTube, but if I hold up my drink canister and I say this drink God is this drink canister. I mean, the canister is something. It definitely exists, but I don't know why I would refer to it as a god.
Right. It's not aiding in the definition or clarification.
No, I understand that, and I agree with you on most everything you guys say.
Which is not a requirement, by the way. Nobody has to agree with anything we say.
Oh, I got things.
Anyway, you have a non-supernatural definition of God that you wanted to, I guess, discuss.
So let me give you if I can remember all 7 of them. Life, love, truth, mind, soul, spirit, and principle.
Okay, I don't know what soul and spirit are. The rest of them, I know what they are, and I have no reason to think they're gods.
Well, like I said, they are taught. Those are the 7 synonyms for God.
Okay.
Now, I got to quit watching.
Well, I mean, that's what they're saying, but I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with that, and I certainly don't know why. I've never used those words as synonyms for God.
Oh, I understand. You didn't even know that Christian Science was a religion.
Right. So, but I've used anyway. I've used all those words. 2 of them, I never really understood what they meant. And
I know I've seen you several times deal with people who call in and you say, well, what is spirit? And they'll give these kind of flighty, ethereal...
Well, they'll use other words that don't mean anything more to me than the original term. So I guess what I'm asking is, you say you have a non-supernatural definition of God that you want to discuss.
Okay, so those 7 synonyms, and I understand you're good with 5 of them. But
I don't know. Good with
I'm good that we recognize their concepts.
Let's talk soul. Tell me, lay it on me.
Said they exist. Okay, for me, soul is who I know myself to be.
Why are we relabeling these things? Why not just call it me? Like, why do I have to call me a soul? Why can't I just say who I am?
Yeah,
this is me. This is who I am. Why would I call it a soul? Now, don't get me wrong. In Old English, they did actually refer to people as souls, right? So they would Old King Cole's a Mariel's soul, and I think that's actually how it got adopted. into the Bible, like in the English term. So as that thing for the person, right? But I think now the term is generally applicable to something eternal, right? Most people think of a soul as an eternal thing.
Separate part of yourself that
well, in a collective sense, I could say it is eternal, and who knows, maybe it is in a personal sense. But I'm talking...
No, I'm not... there's no reason for me to think that I am eternal.
Or that I'll exist
after who knows?
After I die.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that when your brain disintegrates, there's not much of you left.
That's why I said, who knows?
Right, but I mean, basically the word know becomes useless if we're going to say that, pretty obvious things that you can observe and that make sense that are associated with each other. Anyway, go on. So spirit, what is spirit? So soul is a person.
Wait a minute.
But also, if you're saying who knows about a soul in the eternal, then what's the point of really using it in a synonym?
But if I say God is this canteen, why can't I just say that? Can I just say that? Can I say God is this canteen and this phone box and this monitor and Phil?
But you're saying it's not much point to it, but it's also not much point with saying, oh, well, God.
This canteen is a synonym for God, right? I mean, and if I just say that to you, does that make it true?
You guys.
Does it make it true if I just assert it to you?
Like, do you see where we're coming from?
I don't understand.
Yes, but I see that you're not really listening to me.
No, you're putting forward synonyms for God. And I'm saying if we're just going to select labels for things that exist and say that's God, why can't I say then synonyms for God equal the silencer box, the canteen, this table, that monitor, and Phil? Like, can I just assert that those are synonyms for God and then that makes it true? Like, what makes it true?
I'm telling you what I see as God.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that's fine if you see, I can say that if somebody said to me, I think this canteen is God and it speaks to me, or whatever. I mean, they can say that, but what's the point of it? Like, where is this going?
Apparently nowhere, because you
just got applause. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what what's my takeaway from this supposed to be, other than this is your personal definition or a definition that a particular church puts forward and they simply claim it. I mean, I can claim stuff too, but what's the point of just of taking labels for everyday things and just assigning those a synonym of God? Why would people do that?
Well, I will say as a point that collectively, as those 7 things, you wouldn't have to list them out when you're talking about these things, or when you combine them in the sense of God. Now, when...
I'm not sure exactly what that means.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what that means either. I don't understand how just collecting things and saying then all of these things that I've just...
Collecting things.
Well, you're collecting things like principle and love and spirit and soul, and then you're assigning them to things that exist, right? Like this canteen exists, and saying those are synonyms for God. And I'm saying, is that all we're going to say here? Is that you just collect labels of things that exist, put them together, and then just assert that it's God, and now that's a valid definition of God?
Well, obviously not.
I'm just, I'm not, it's not a rhetorical question. I'm saying that's what it seems like you're doing. If I did it, would you consider it valid and meaningful?
Well, if you picked a word that was, I'll say, first of all, it's all of those things.
So if I pick words that are exactly like the words you picked, then yes. But if I pick other words, then you're not going to accept it? You're going to reject it as not being just as valid as what you just did?
Well, sure.
I don't know what to say to that.
A bottle is just a material object.
So am I.
I mean, even if
you just finished saying that soul is me, whatever I am to myself, and I'm a material object too.
Right, and I
right, okay.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's not coming together as a coherent definition of a deity. That you're taking these different terms, 5 of which we have ideas of what they are, and 2 that are not, spiritual and soul, and saying that they're collectively God. But if I say, well, another synonym for God is dark matter, and it's just like,
if I
it's
say,
not adding
what
to
if
the
I say God is
understanding.
Hate and deceit and murder and soul, which means cats, and
murder is more of a physical action.
Well, so what? So who says God can't be a physical action? Where's that rule?
Most everybody. But
well, I would say,
for instance,
most everybody would say I can't be God.
It's not a physical action. Love.
So what? Why is that relevant?
Right.
Yeah, well, okay, so then hate, anger, stress, whatever, concepts, the belief in Santa, and, how I feel about my cats is God. None of those are physical actions. Is it valid now?
Well, yeah, but you could probably fit all of those into the same 7 words that I listed.
Where would hate fit in?
There wouldn't be other words.
Where does hate fit in?
I'd put it right in there with love, even if it would be.
So hate and love are, they're like the same.
Just, okay.
in the same category, I would say.
It's an emotion. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is why...
She said it's an emotion.
It's an emotion, but I don't understand how you can just... Like, when you're saying, well, it can't be a physical action, why not? Where's the rule book for this?
It's an emotion when my love for people and various animals doesn't necessarily have to be emotional.
What kind of love is not emotional?
Like I taught school for over 20 years, and all the children, I loved them.
But it wasn't emotional. There was no emotion associated. What kind of love was it?
It's just, excuse me. Well, oh man. It's just regular, you love people.
Yes, that's an emotion.
Being emotional.
I'm not saying that you're being emotional. I'm saying that love is an emotion. Love is an emotion.
Right, but you don't have to be experiencing an emotion to know you love them.
Correct. Sometimes you feel love and sometimes you don't.
Loving to them.
Right, and I don't have to hate people all the time to know that I hate some people. And it's like I don't have to be angry at people all the time to know that I can be angry at them. But anger is still an emotion, whether I carry it with me all the time or not. The knowledge I can be angry is not an emotion.
Yeah, but you can, and I'm sure you would accept it would be healthy to get rid of anger.
Not really. Sometimes anger can be a good motivation to do the right thing. Sometimes justified anger at like an injustice.
But holding on to that anger.
Who said hold on to it? I said I didn't have to hold on to it to know I'm capable of it. But regardless, how are emotions God?
Oh, God.
Why can't we just say they're emotions?
Well, you can.
Okay.
Certainly in some use it would be emotional, but...
So what does the new label God add to it? What does God add to, if I love somebody?
Well, it's another reason when I say, oh my God, I don't have to say, what am I saying?
I don't understand what that even means. If I say, I'm an atheist, and I'll say, oh my God, sometimes, and it means nothing.
Oh, wow.
It's just a phrase.
A cultural thing that we were brought up with. I mean, even bless you saying that.
I use Thursday, and it's just like a thing. I don't even think about the origins. Huh?
Holy shit. It was a joke.
I'm not getting you, Larry. Like, there's not a meeting of the minds happening here. I'm not understanding what's going on. I think you need to hit that blunt a little bit more, and maybe watch, some more of the podcast, or don't, or tune on